WTF! Now on the WTF Moments for this week's Raw, I compared this week's episode of WWE Raw to the most boring Tesco meal deal money can buy. A plain ham sandwich, some ready salted crisps, and a bottle of plain water. And I could use the same analogy for this week's SmackDown Live as well, because I thought it was pissing boring. The houseiest of house show feeling SmackDown Lives I've seen in a long time. But I won't do that because of the content. I'll change it slightly. Last night's SmackDown Live was like a Tesco meal deal consisting of a plain ham sandwich, some ready salted crisps, and one of those little cans of espresso things, shorter in length but a little bit nicer. Analysis. So without further ado, I'm Ross from Cultaholic.com, you're a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. I mean Scum-Cadwan Live. Yes. No, God, please, God, no. No! No! The only reference we should be seeing or hearing about Michael Cole on anything to do with SmackDown Live in 2019 is when I occasionally wear this t-shirt here, which you can buy at cultaholic.com/shop. Christmas is just around the corner, you know. But no, this was the second time in a matter of weeks we've seen Michael Cole on SmackDown Live, because us fans, we just can't get enough of Michael Cole, can we? He's so cool, isn't he, guys? What a swell guy, guys! He makes you sick, doesn't he? And then, just as you thought Michael Cole could not get any worse, Kofi Kingston gives him a pancake, and with the biggest poo-eating grin I've ever seen on any face, never mind a face as soul-patched as his, Michael Cole throws that pancake onto the floor, and please sit down, as not only that, nobody got to the pancake within 3 seconds, which means that juicy, girthy, lovely pancake had to be thrown in the bin. The bin, otherwise known as Ethan Carter III. Haha. Think of all the starving people, man, Michael. They're all proper hungry, for Christ's sake, and you're doing that in front of the world on SmackDown Live. I hope you burn in hell. Bayley versus Becky Lynch. First time ever. Now, as I mentioned on the WTF Moments for last week's SmackDown Live, Bayley and Becky Lynch have had no less than 15 singles matches in WWE before last night, with Bayley winning 10, Becky winning 5. 2 of those matches can be found on WWE's YouTube channel right now, with one of those matches a huge #1 contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. WWE, I know it happens bare times during every single show you put on television these days, but why do you treat us like such mugs with these stats that are so clearly wrong? Now, I've heard that losing your virginity is quite a big deal. You never forget your first, the people who have done that say. But with WWE having so many firsts that aren't actually firsts, when they claim something is a first, I just don't care anymore. Greg Hamilton, I need to call you out on some bollocks because of poor scripting, probably, on WWE's part. You stood there on last night's SmackDown Live and claimed that Becky Lynch became the first ever woman to hold the Raw and the SmackDown Live Women's Championships and Strictly Come Dancing. Speaking, Greg Hamilton, that's not true. No, I'm sure that you were waterboarded by Shane McMahon's very sweaty forehead as you protested about this line, making you look like a massive mug on last night's SmackDown Live. But Becky Lynch hadn't held the Raw Women's Championship until WrestleMania 35, so there's no doubt about it, Greg Hamilton, when you said that, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair would have been sat there thinking, what's up with that? Now, I know it's not your fault, Greg. You were told to say that, but I still think you're really good, Becky, 2 belts apparently, as we can only assume that somebody from Birmingham, England, made their way over to Ohio for last night's SmackDown Live. Becky. West Bromwich Building Society. Birmingham, England. Very silly accent. Made a grave mistake, Corey. So next up we have Corey Graves speaking about the hot streak Bayley's been on since she moved to SmackDown Live a few weeks ago. She's had 3 matches, she's lost 2 of them, and she won 1, which was an 8-woman tag. Oh, she must be so sunburned she's that hot. Oh, Tom, with your penchant for getting aroused on aeroplanes and bothering people you shouldn't be bothering. Becky Lynch isn't the woman who handed Ronda Rousey her only defeat in WWE, because we all know Bayley and her spooning partner on the locker room floor, allegedly, Sasha Banks beat the team of Natalya and Ronda Rousey on Raw on January the 21st. And yes, Tom, Ronda didn't take the loss in that match because Natalya did, but it was a tag team match, and in tag team matches, one person doesn't get with the loss just because they weren't the one to get pinned or submitted. Learn the rules, Tom. You better learn the rules. If you don't, I will eat you in your sleep. Hung. First time ever here on SmackDown Live. Why the hell have you not been saying that all along, Top Fliss? Because it's absolutely spotty dog, which if you don't know, means it's right. None of the singles matches Becky and Bayley had in WWE before last night's SmackDown Live happened on last night's SmackDown Live. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but a first time ever claim on a WWE show was actually right. Wow. Run! The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Why the hell can I see his scalp? Now, as a man who clearly went from a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10 when he let his lovely hair grow a bit, I can't believe Corey Graves just shaved his off, getting rid of the ice gem that lived up there for many years. I mean, he's still really fit, a massive dreamboat, I'd still give him one. But still. So according to Big Ali, it is human nature to fear what you don't understand. Not for a wrestling fan. I mean, of course, there was children quite literally crying in their mother's arms when the Viking Experience made their debut on the main roster or when Stomping Ground became a thing, but we weren't scared. We ridiculed it because they deserved to be ridiculed because they were stupid. Let's hope this new gimmick of yours with all of its mysteriousness and whatnot isn't the same for you, Big Ali. He's so moody! Shut up, man, Michael. So next up we have Kayla Braxton, who's all like to Jeff Hardy. Jeff, we know you're injured, but we don't know how injured you are. So Jeff's like, Kayla, it's probably easier if I just show you. Look at this Titantron here. But what we saw deserved at least 10 full massive golden Oscars because we saw a detailed look at Lars Sullivan's path of destruction through all of the legends in WWE. Oh, it's great. I mean, I didn't know Jeff was good at video editing. Did you? But most importantly, as Jeff walked out there on last night's SmackDown Live with a massive gammy leg, at no point during that lovely, wonderful feature-length film of Lars Sullivan's path of destruction through all the legends on SmackDown Live did we see a move where Lars injured Jeff's leg. So we still don't know. Thanks for dodging the question, Jeff.
Yep, I wrong. Yep, I wrong.
So after Lars Sullivan appeared and attacked the Hardy Boyz and R-Truth once again, Byron Saxton pipes up and says that Lars Sullivan's list of victims is growing, even though Lars attacked the same people who he attacked before. How can that list grow if no new names have been added, Byron? One of life's great mysteries. Now, when Corey Graves said that Lars Sullivan is not like most men... I'm not like most men. I just beat up really old lads like a B-Tech brawny Strowman. Lucky for me, I've got a massive head. God almighty me, Kairi Sane Asuka's new theme is an absolute banger, isn't it? Now you see they're a tag team with no real connection apart from their nationality, so the brilliance of that new theme is you play a little bit of Kairi's, and you play a little bit of Asuka's, and you play a little bit of Kairi's, and just... This is the pièce de résistance. Then after all that, you play a little bit more Asuka's. Genius! John Lennon, Paul McCartney, late 90s pop sensation Lolly, all the greatest songwriters of all time, please step to one side because that, what we heard on last night's SmackDown Live, that is from a different planet. I mean, by now, with the amount of times they've done that, you would have thought that WWE would have learned that doing that with two people's themes is absolutely awful. Tom Byron, why the hell must you lie? Vince McMahon said, I'm going to reveal the greatest acquisition in SmackDown Live history. He whacked out Elias, and out came Roman Reigns because the big dog can do anything apparently. That does not make Roman Reigns the greatest acquisition in SmackDown Live history. And Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton, you are not Michael Cole. You do not have to have a fetish for the big dog. National treasure. That's what Shane McMahon, who of course is the best in the world at speaking the bastard words because that stroke he was having on last week's SmackDown Live continued all the way through this week's episode. That's what he called Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon. Haha, Vince. Now, of course, being a massive hack, I looked up the word treasure, spelled T-R-E-J-U-R-E, and this is what I found. It's a pretty girl who was very special to her friends and family. They are talented and they're independent. But then it has the meaning of the ocean and precious treasures that come to her. So then, Shane McMahon thinks his dad is a special girl. And now it's time for this.
Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
Hello everybody, welcome to Wankety Wank, and thank you very much to Sinister for pointing out this sports reference that Shane McMahon, who of course is the best in the world at speaking those lovely English words, got wrong. Laugh at Shane. Dun 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 dun. Nice one, Kevin. Nice one, son. Cut off Shane McMahon, now die in a puddle of sweat. Now, it's not often that I praise Kevin Dunn's work because most of the time it's pissing awful. But last night he cut off Shane McMahon, and I like that. So next up we have Tom Phillips, who believes the McMahon's vision for the future of SmackDown Live did not include the big dog, Roman Reigns. So then, this has to beg one question. If it wasn't the McMahons moving the superstars to Raw, to SmackDown to Raw, who the hell was doing it? We didn't have the randomizer like we had way back in the day. We didn't have a massive golden tombola. So who the hell was doing it? Oh, I've just remembered. It's us, the fans. We're the authority now, so we made all those changes. So judging by that promo there, Randy Orton and Aleister Black share a house together. And I don't know about you, but I shudder to think just how those men might greet each other when they see each other in the morning. My mind went straight to the Viper crossing swords with Black's mass. Penises. So Andrade calls Randy Orton a 12-time world champion. Tom Phillips calls Randy Orton a 13-time world champion. Who do we believe, everybody? Oh, the suspense is about to kill me. Let's look at Wikipedia, which of course is the best source for any information in the world ever, because anybody, you or me, can edit it, which means you're always getting the best opinions. Drum roll, please, Richard. It was Tom. So next up we have Carmella, who claimed that she won the first ever historic history-making women's Money in the Bank ladder match, but then won the second one technically. You need to flip reverse that, pal. You won the first one on a technicality, since a working chinless set of cock and bollocks dropped that briefcase into your lap, but the second one, you won that by yourself, so good luck. That there was a Shooting Stars reference that nobody got. And that's it for the WTF Moments for this week's SmackDown Live. I've been Ross from Cultaholic, and I can't be here. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us.